Good morning, everyone. This is Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness, coming to you at 6 a.m. from my porch here in the Philippines, drinking a cup of coffee, black coffee, I might add, which kind of ties me into today's topic. I wanted to talk about my weight. Um, as many of you know, I've been as heavy as 141 kilograms or 310 pounds. And I lost quite a bit of weight. I dropped to 86 kilograms. Um, and that was several years back. And then I went back up to 103 kilograms, mostly because I had started lifting again and I wanted to bulk up, but I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. And so I gained weight back, obviously, from 86 to 103, but not in a smart way, not eating the right foods, not adding any cardio into there. So, yeah, I did get some more muscles, but mostly fat. So about a year ago, I decided, actually May will be a year, that it was time to lose weight again. And I went from 103, and it took a long time, down to 82.6, I believe was the lowest that I got. Um, right now, the number's going up. And, I always say zero excuses accepted ever. And there have been changes that have gone on right now. And I can't let them become excuses. They need to be fixed. They need to be resolved. Now, from the good side, I'm lifting a lot heavier, and I've changed some of the simpler exercises to exercises that require more weight, more intensity. So hopefully, some of this growth. By the way, I'm sorry I left out. I weighed in at 85.2. I always told myself once I got down that I would never go over 85 again, and I've done exactly that. So I'm hoping some of it is muscle gain. And I think it is because I don't look any fatter. I don't look any leaner, but I don't look fatter at all. Um, and I have been lifting very, very heavy. And I increase the weight that I lift almost every week. In 90% of the exercise, I increase it every week. Basically, the bench press is the only one that's slower. Everything else increases every single week. But that being said, I haven't been eating as well. Um, and I blame that on two things: the heat. It is very, very hot here, and I'm sitting in a hot, unventilated little store um, with just a small fan at my feet, and I'm falling asleep there. That's how hot it is. So, just to pass the time, really, and to stay awake, I'm snacking, and I'm snacking on things that are not healthy. So that's one reason. The other reason is insomnia. Um, I've had very severe insomnia in the past. I've resolved most of it, but every now and then I'll have a night where I don't sleep very well. And this week I had two nights, or last week rather, where I didn't sleep well. So somehow I've convinced my brain that you'll fall asleep if you eat something. And you know what? I don't fall asleep either way. So there's really, it's wasted calories. Now, also, there's been some life events going on, some good, some bad, but definitely have altered my diet and especially my cardio. Um, I did have the wrestling show last month, and basically, I didn't stop training a week before, but I went from heavy weights to resistance bands just to make sure I didn't get hurt. And then the week in which I was traveling back and forth with the wrestling, um, I also didn't have any control of my diet there because I was a guest of other people. Um, so that was time away from training, time away from diet. Um, Prior to that, I had a very sore back for 2 weeks where I didn't train very well. Um, so much going on. We had a house guest for a week whom we had to entertain, and it was hard to stay on the diet. Uh, Parties here. Uh, any occasion here in the Philippines is an excuse for a party. Um, and the biggest occasion, but not the only ones, my youngest granddaughter turned 1 month old, turned 2 month old, and for the first year, each month is a big party here. It's the tradition. So we got so many things going on. We got the heat, we got the injury, we got the travel, we got the house guests, we have parties. Um, my schedule has been altered because I've taken on some new training clients, and that's a good thing. But I'm still early with them, so one of them is training at an unusual time for me, which is about 10:30 in the morning, when I've already been at the store normally for a half hour. So to make up for that lost time, because I don't want to train him from the store, obviously, I go to work earlier, and that gets in the way of my cardio in the morning. Also, and I'm going to be honest with you, and some people might take these memes and these videos and turn them into memes or whatever, but because of the immense heat, I have developed an issue with boils. Now, that's a word I always heard of, but I didn't know what they were. And it's kind of like a blister, but it's got like a bacterial component to it. And, I did the research on it, and they said one of the possible causes was poor hygiene. And that's definitely not my case, because I shower at least 3 times a day because it's so hot here. But my wife said that it's a common problem here because of the heat. I'm on my 3rd round of it. And so it's a very painful blister on my posterior that will scab over and eventually peel off with antibiotics. And it's real hard to do cardio when you can't sit comfortably. It's hard for me to do anything right now, but I'm willing myself through things. Last night's chest workout was very interesting because I didn't know if I would be able to do it or not with the boil. And I had not one backup plan, but 2 backup plans. If I couldn't do the weights, I was going to do resistance bands. And if I couldn't do resistance bands chest, I was going to do resistance bands legs, which I had missed the previous night before. I did my shoulders Sunday morning, but I saved my legs for Sunday night. And then my son's motorcycle group had a party here, and they took my fan, and it was impossible to. So I did not do legs. So I figured I'd try a resistance band leg workout as a last possibility. Fortunately, I was able to do my regular workout with increased weight on everything except for the flat bench press. I only felt the boil as I initially sat down, but once I leaned back into the position, I didn't feel it anymore. And then again, as I came back up, and then was in sitting position once again. So at the very beginning, before the lifting, and then just right after the lift is when I felt it. I could have easily given up there, but I didn't do it. So, weight gain, is it because I'm eating poorly or because I'm in a bulking process? It's probably a little bit of each, to be honest with you. A lot of times at this time of year, most people are cutting because they want to get in shape for the beach. But for me, with the heat and all, it makes more sense for me to bulk at this time. As long as I do it properly, which I'm not doing 100% right now. So instead of eating that bag of chips, I need to grab a hard-boiled egg. That's simple. So I am going to cut out some calories today, not eat as much, just to get my weight back a little bit under control. And it's fine. I don't feel like it's out of control. I feel like I'm bulking. I mean, I can still see the beginning of a six-pack. I never had a full six-pack, and I don't think I ever will. But as that goes, I don't see any differences. So hopefully, I always tell people the scale is not the most accurate way, but yet I do use it every morning because it's the easiest, it's the most convenient way. And I don't really care what the number says. I just care, am I going up or am I going down? And of course, body fat percentage, how you look in the mirror, inches around your waist, all are more important than what the number says on the scale, but the scale is more immediate. My dogs are reacting to some noises outside, so thanks for viewing this rather lengthy video. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Check out my books. If you're looking for a personal trainer, give me a consideration, please. Have a great day.